Throughout many months of 2025, the M80 Rainbow Six team has had pretty unfortunate results. However, despite the amount of unfortunate losses they've been through, they managed to climb their way out from the bottom to become the #1 team in North America. To first understand who this team is and where they come from, we must go back to the beginning of the year at the 6th Invitational World Championship. Their main coach got banned in the middle of the tournament. Now, this doesn't mean the rest of M80's players all of a sudden can't play their matches in the tournament. No, they still have to move forward and play them, it's just the players would have to do it by themselves. Very easily, this coaching situation could take a toll on their mental, especially with the in-game leader being picked up just 1 month before the World Championship. They would only go on to play one other match the next day, and that was a lower bracket elimination game against CAG Osaka, the match in which they unfortunately lose and get knocked out of the event at 13th place. It wasn't too long after this ending when roster moves would be announced, and these changes look like they can bring in much better results. The in-game leader Packer and entry fragger Spoit get replaced by Hot and Cold and Gaveni, which reunites majority of an old major winning team. Then a coach position gets filled by Fabian, who was a well-respected 3-time world champion. This is a new and improved roster under a different system with a new IGL, a new coach. However, come North America League Stage 1, they can't quite make things work. At the end of the regular stage in the North America League, they place 4th with a 6-3 record. This is pretty good, especially with the top 6 teams out of 10 total proceeding to the playoffs, meaning M80 secured the playoff position. The playoffs not only determines a champion for this region, but it's also a qualifier for the higher prize pool of major events, in this case the $2 million Esports World Cup. The only way to gain entry into this major is if M80 can take down one of the best performing teams in the region, SSG. The first map on Nighthaven Labs goes to SSG 7-4. M80 just struggled to find a game plan that worked for them, and it really showed when they didn't get a single round on their attacking half. Map 2 was more of a back and forth between both teams, with M80 fortunately coming out on top. However, the last and final map is a clear dominant one, going to SSG 7-2. This loss knocks M80 out of the North America League Stage 1 and shuts down their ticket to the Esports World Cup. What went wrong? How can they improve to not have these results happen again?
This team, when I came into it, we all know the expectations that M80 has had on themselves as a team for, how many years. Everyone has always been saying, M80 is going to win an event, M80 is going to win an event, and then it's going to be this amazing team straight away, right? But there's always going to be some growing pains. Some teams will have that honeymoon period where everything looks great. We had more growing pains.
Assembling a team of really good players isn't always going to start off with tons of success. What may work for others may not work for you as well. The Esports World Cup takes place throughout August, while M80 put their focus to improve and grow within a team. After the month passes, the North America League Stage 2 is here, and they put on a much better performance. The last regular stage, they ended 4th place, but in Stage 2, everything changes completely and they go on a flawless run, not dropping a single map against 9 different teams. To finish off in 1st place just before playoffs, they secure a 7-0 win against a team that previously knocked them out.
Kill.
Wait, last one VIP.
Just play for me, I have the off angle. 20 feet, 20. I have the off angle with Doom.
Oh.
Nice! Wow, good bro, good job.
Something truly clicked for them to have this big of a turnaround, and here's Fabian explaining what changed significantly between the stages.
There's a lot of stress within the team, and I think that they put a lot of expectations on themselves. Like, look at the SSG game last stage, we played the same map in playoffs, and we had 2 4 versus 2s and 1 5 versus 2, and we lost them all. How does that happen? Simply due to us stressing up the communication instead of showing the one thing we've been focusing on during this entire stage, which is composure.
Now entering the playoffs, they meet SSG again, but this is where their flawless streak ends. SSG taking a series puts M80 up against Dark Zero in a lower bracket elimination game to qualify for the Munich Major. They failed to qualify for the Esports World Cup last time, so what's running through everyone's minds is, will history repeat itself? Dark Zero's bomb set of choice is kitchen and dining on Chalet. Their game plan is to send 3 players to the top floor to burn down time and leave 1 player to hold down the bomb site. Their final player is extended farther away with a library setup and thorn traps to cover his window hop-ins. However, him being alone here gives M80 an opportunity to isolate him from everyone else. Just before M80 can get that done, they first apply pressure on the other side of the map to draw attention towards that side. Kino immediately shoots down the big window, the trophy window. He gets on a solo rappel and aces open the master wall. Diffuser and Gunner on the other hand make their presence known outside a bathroom, shooting down the barricade and causing a reaction out of spirits. With a good amount of pressure being applied on this side of the map, that means less bodies are available on Dark Zero to support their player being isolated around Library. The first part of the isolation is Gunnar simply sitting outside of the building holding an angle into closet with a DMR. This angle prevents the Library player from running around freely and contributes to the pinch they're about to set up. Now with the combination of a Dokubi call, a Lion call, and flashbangs into Library as a distraction, Gaveni enters into main lobby, and he silently makes his way to the stairs, then stops halfway up to wait for a confirmation on where the Library player actually is. From this position, Heinko proceeds to join on the Library player, giving Gaveni the go to walk up the stairs, catching him completely off guard and securing the first pick. With the Library player now being dead, M80 can all take space into the top floor without a problem. Gaveni continues to push forward and makes a really nice play by bouncing a grenade through the door, which forces NGR to swing out the other side, where Gaveni can gun him down as well. Every Dark Zero player on the top floor eventually gets killed, leaving the site player all by himself. With the situation being a 2 vs 1, Diffuser and Gaveni can move together side by side. If one of them goes down, the other is there for a refrag. Fortunately, no refrag needed. Gaveni swings and gets the kill for a 3k, closing out the series for M80. Coming out on top against Dark Zero, they officially qualify for the Munich Major. After the upset of not making it to the Esports World Cup, this qualification clearly means a lot. But the job's not finished. They still have to take down 3 different teams if they want to be crowned the champions of North America. Their next opponent is Wildcard. The basement bomb site on Lear is where M80 choose to hold. Similar to the Chalet game, they have 4 players spread across the floor above. The reason being is Armory has the site hatch and is the strongest position to waste time out of Wildcard's attack, as the ceiling above is a complete hard ceiling. This means Wildcard's only option to attack this area is horizontally, because any vertical option is impossible at all. Now 3 out of the 4 players upstairs are set up in a way that forms a triangle. We're going to call it the Triangle of Support. If either one of these players get into a gunfight, each one of them can shift over and provide support without a problem. And when Wildcard move in on attack, this is exactly what happens. Wildcard set up for a rush, with 2 players in the blue hall, 1 player over to a shooting range, and then the final player creating a backstab by lurking by himself on Nook. Their rush into Armory is having Blitz smoked across, and then full sprint forward getting right into Diffuser's face. But in this moment, M80's triangle of support can now come into effect. Diffuser gets full blinded by the Blitz, but as soon as this happens, Gaveni shifts over from medical and can handle the Blitz, saving Diffuser from getting killed. The way Kino also supports him is by throwing a smoke canister onto the doorway, which prevents anyone from walking in after the Blitz and trade the kills that happen. This main side of the push from Wildcard is really used as a distraction because the second they do it, the Nook moves in through the backside. Gunnar being the 4th M80 player upstairs, he's covering this backside pressure though, and is already prepared for this play so he can also wipe him out. Now at this point, M80 don't want to risk taking gunfights and possibly losing players because they already have the main advantage. So what they do is have all 4 players fall off back to the bomb site. From here, they have plenty of area to now to burn more time off of the clock, preventing Wildcard from ever getting a good plant down. Wildcard do get into the bomb site in the last 20 seconds and are able to win a few gunfights, but if we go back upstairs, Gaveni retakes Armory, so no matter the outcome in the basement, this is a near impossible to lose round for M80, and Kino eventually closes it out. M80 proceed to take this map 7-3 and also the next one 7-2 on Chalet, moving them even closer to becoming champions. However, some of the toughest competition is what's ahead of them. As they go forward in the bracket, they meet Shopify Rebellion, a team consisted of their former teammate Spoit, led by the greatest in-game leader in Siege history, Canadian. In the first map of the series, Shopify come into it looking like the better team. They start off by winning 4 rounds straight, and in 2 of them, M80 didn't come out with a single kill at all. When the side swap and M80 get on defense, they begin to look much better, claiming a few rounds, but when it's time to close it all out, Shopify take the map 7-8 in overtime. The series is a best of 3, but with a very close 7-8 scoreline on the first map, this can still go either way. Right off the bat on Skyscraper, M80 call for a rush onto the office bomb site. Heinko begins with dumping both smokes and ying flashes into terrace. Gunnar also does the same with a few smokes on the terrace window, but on top of that, he places a rower door onto the drum doorway. This is very important because with the smokes and rower door, it seems like the perfect entry for a blitz rush or a glass entry from Shopify's perspective. The type of play these players have seen a million times is sending a shield or glass through the terrace window with these exact smokes and rower door. Now, because it is a high possibility, Surf on Clash is forced to stay here and contest this area. Clash is the perfect counter to any of those entries. You'll see Rexon on site also looks over ready for a play to be made here. Canadian and Drum even moves over to C4 the Roar door, expecting the push to be coming from here. With Emedi's utility dump into Terrace, it pulls many eyes over towards this side. However, this is just a fake. The real attack is on the other side of the map. Emedi open up the VIP wall and throw 2 smokes on the ground, creating a large wall to block lines of sight. Their sole purpose of this play is to fake a push into Terrace and then quickly isolate the player in top Dragon. Both of these smokes gives Kino on Blitz an easy path into Dragon, where he catches Ambi with his back turned unprepared for the play. There's so many other things happening on the map that it's extremely hard for Ambi to even be aware of this rush coming. Now, these are obviously professional players they're facing. They're going to shoot back, so Rex and the Surf work together to win both of the gunfights on the Terrace players, but with the fake Terrace and Rush Dragon, they gain a ton of space on the map. So even when down in numbers, Emedi have enough control that they can push into the site to isolate another player with the Blitz and also take him down. With the large amount of space they have, taking gunfights is much easier, as they aren't giving Shopify anything to work with at all. And to close it all out, they all fight together to avoid the clash with bodies, and off pure coordination, it's a round win for Emedi. It's attacks like this that Emedi dominated with in the NAL. Even on defender side of maps like Skyscraper, every little thing they do is for a reason, and is consistently done together. Emedi proceed to knock Shopify out of the tournament after claiming both the Skyscraper and Chalet back to back. The improvement within this team from the beginning of the year is truly starting to show, but when they enter the grand finals against none other than SSG, a team they have a strong history with, will they crack and fall under the pressure? The first map is Emedi's map pick Chalet, and throughout the playoffs this has easily been one of their best maps. They took down Dark Zero 7-3 on Chalet, Wildcard 7-2, Shopify 7-5, and now SSG. This final round determines that. One thing Emedi does really well is how they're able to maintain composure during man disadvantages. A lot of teams may freeze up when they're down in numbers, however Emedi are still able to make plays no matter the situation. In the final round on Chalet, it turns into a man disadvantage for them. When they're defending all the way upstairs, Gaveni goes for a deep roam on the first floor inside of bar stock, a low-risk area to contest with only one window cutting him off from the outside. The high reward of this position is, if he survives, he is a threat throughout the entire round, because he can disrupt SSG's upstairs push at any moment. So unsurprisingly, SSG go for a roam clear. Simply send a Montang into bar stock to put all the pressure on Gaveni. Now, Emedi's strategy also implements barricading all of Library off, completely giving it to SSG for free. But they do pop open the hatch so Gaveni can still watch the big window inside of Library. However, by sending the Monty to pressure Gaveni, he can no longer watch the big window from that position. This means Ashen is safe to jump into Library, where he can hold for Gaveni overstepping. And that's exactly what happens. Gaveni walks right into Ash's line of sight and goes down. Gaveni was never alone here though. Gunnar was also here to support him, but let's zoom out and take a look at where the other SSG players are. When the Monty moves in to pressure Gaveni, everyone else on SSG also collapses on that area at the same time. It's a really good roam clear by SSG, leading to Gunnar also going down to Benja in the end. Emedi are now down in numbers, they're one round away from closing it all out. How do they respond? Well, with every SSG member contributing to the roam clear on only one side of the map, Emedi now has a flank opportunity by using the other. Heinko makes the smartest move to drop down into the basement. He knows SSG are going to have multiple drones set up on the first floor to catch anyone flanking. By going down into the basement, he can full sprint to one of the staircases and SSG will never know about it. When he makes it to the top of the blue stairs, himself, Kino, and Diffuser coordinate together to fight the hallway at the same exact time. It's perfect synchronization that now gives Emedi the main advantage in leaving the Diffuser down at the hallway. With the time running down and up in numbers, they can now sit back and play off of each other's crossfires.
He's in FS by the bomb.
I call Ivy.
One snowbalk, I think.
Yeah, okay, one.
On Apple,
Ivy.
I'm dead.
Nice one, Ivy.
Wow.
Hi, Ivy.
Go,
Good
job.
rotation. Come on,
Oh
Sean.
my God.
What fucking calling that is. That is brilliant, Sean. Good shit, guy.
Good shit, my boy.
They go up 1-0 in the series and move on to Bank, where they completely dominate SSG, claiming their title as the best in North America.
That's winning Kitch double.
Hey,
And
I'm walking off the
Archives.
printer, okay?
Archives rushing the tellers. Last scene. Let's play Kitch. Play kill on
Get
Kitch.
to that, get to that.
Nice.
Gosh,
I can plant in Kitch. Hold.
Nice. Chance, baby, come on, baby, come on.
From their coach getting banned at the beginning of the year to taking many unfortunate losses, their dominance in their region also led them to become the best in the world, taking down every single region at the Munich Major Championship. The growth they have shown throughout this year has truly been amazing to watch, and I believe this team isn't going to stop winning anytime soon.